Well, we're coming to you today from the Sea of Galilee, and it's a very exciting place to be. And tonight we have a very powerful message, a teaching lesson for you on the power of one. As we were sitting here having lunch right at the shore of the Sea of Galilee, just something came into my mind. I just thought it would be an appropriate message to share with you tonight. I want to start off talking about the concept of giving and having an abundance mentality. See, a lot of people, the majority of the people in the world don't give. They don't give anything to other people. They keep it all for themselves. And there's really, I guess, one of two reasons for that. Either A, someone's very self-centered and greedy, doesn't like other people. That would be the first reason. Or secondly, I think even more common is that, you know, you like other people, you'd like to give, but a lot of people have what we call a scarcity mentality, where we don't believe there's going to be enough for us, so we certainly can't give any of what we have away because we just don't believe there's a lot out there. We have a scarcity mentality. Well, that's the way I was for years and years and years, and I was raised with the concept that you should take the first 10% of your income and give it away, but I always had a problem doing that. I mean, there were times that I would tithe, but there were other times that I didn't. And whether you're spiritual or not, just hear the message here for a minute. I waited until I saw whatever else was going on, and if I could pay my bills and if everything was cool, well, then I would be fine with giving something away. Well, that's okay, but the real concept of tithing and the real concept of having an abundance mentality is give it away first. Okay, the first monies you make, give it away. Now think about that one for a minute. If the first money you make every week or every month or every year or whatever, if you give it away, isn't that basically saying that I believe that there's a lot more coming in? That's what we call an abundance mentality, which is the exact opposite of a scarcity mentality. And ever since I started thinking that way, things changed dramatically in my life. I don't know if you believe in the old scales of balance or whatever you do comes back to you tenfold, but if that's the case, taking your first fruits, if you will, and giving it away is great. Now, I give my first 10% to my church because that's my beliefs, but even if you're not spiritual, you can just give it away to anyone, someone who needs it, whatever the concept might be. So let's say you're bought into the concept of giving. That's great. Okay, let's say we've gotten to that place, or you're already there. Now let's take it one step further, and this is really what kind of hit me while I was sitting here looking over this peaceful, beautiful, famous body of water, and the idea that, you know, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but when you teach someone to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And it just sat there and it made me think, you know, are there some people that I'm giving to that even though I think I'm helping them, I'm actually in a way crippling them because I'm really enabling them to sit there and not do anything. And it's just something I wanted to share with you folks. I'm sure there's people who are watching this tonight that you're doing nice things for people, and that's all well and good, but sometimes we can be a giver to a fault, if you know what I'm saying. And you know, the bottom line is it's really good to believe in other people and to let the human spirit rise up and do things and let people overcome barriers. Sometimes the idea of giving is not necessarily literally taking out of my pocket and giving it to someone, but the idea is giving them belief, giving them confidence, giving them somebody there to believe in them as a winner, or whatever the case might be. And years and years ago, I was in a situation where I didn't have a lot of self-confidence, and I didn't have too many people in my life who believed in me. And I got involved in a company, and I had a mentor, and he believed in me, and there were so many other support people around who started sharing with me that I could do things, that I no longer needed people to give me charity. I no longer needed handouts. I no longer needed someone to take me on a nice trip with them, that I could go out and earn that nice trip myself, and I could get that nice house myself, and I could get the tickets for the ball game and the theater and all that stuff myself. So just a concept. If you're someone who's giving, that's great, okay? If you have people you're sharing with and giving things to, just remember the concept. If you give something to them, you're taking care of them today. But if you teach them how to do what you do, you're taking care of them for a lifetime. Just a message that I thought was very appropriate to share with you at the Sea of Galilee. So we'll be back again from another part of the world next week on The Power of One.